Well, hey there everybody, my name is OTHMARIUS and welcome to my channel. Welcome back to the tutorial series on the double lift, respectively double turnover. All you need to know. Today I want to show you guys an alternative for catching the pinky break, and then on the basis of what we've learned in the previous tutorial, I want to show you guys how to turn over the double like the pages of a book. I believe this is the most commonly used version of the double turnover out there because it plays safe by catching a pinky break and then it looks supernatural. It's just how you would expect someone turning a card over at the top of the deck. So let's take a close look at this handling of the double turnover right now. Guys, this version of the double lift, respectively double turnover, is a little bit more difficult than the version I showed you in the previous tutorial, where we're catching the pinky break with a thumb riffle at the inner short side of the deck, and then we're turning the double over in this manner. However, the version I want to show you today is more sophisticated, looks better, and sometimes is more practical. Because in this version we are going to catch the pinky break at the inner short side only with our left hand, that's right. And we do this by pushing two cards at the top with our thumb onto the tip of the pinky. When we close the hand, then the flash of the tip of the pinky gets stuck in a gap between the two top cards and the rest of the deck. Guys, this is something you need to work out for yourselves. Most of it, you need to make it working in your hands. Look at my hand, for example. My pinky is relatively short compared to the third and middle finger, and I'm having trouble. I'm having a hard time until today to get the finger, the pinky, into working position. Now the general idea is to push the two cards, the top two cards, over the edges and onto the tip of the pinky. And if I push the cards out straight, just like that, it's too short. I don't really get it there. So I'm helping myself by basically pushing the cards to the right at a very low point, at the lower section of the deck. So the cards, they're getting a tilt, a swinging tilt here, and all of a sudden my pinky perfectly fits in here in the corner. You just need to get the two cards onto the tip of the pinky. That's the challenge. Maybe it's not a problem in your hands. I'm just mentioning this because sometimes in card magic, when you're working with so defined, so little movements, and you need to get very accurate positions, you have to figure out what's the best solution for yourself. Just saying. Anyways, what's helping also is to hold the deck in a low mechanics grip, or better dealer's grip here, where the weight of the card lies mainly on the base of the index finger. So you can slide the cards here in this position, you see, all the weight lies on the base of the index, and in this position I now push the top cards over the top, onto the top of the pinky. And then when I close the hands now, the second and third fingers pushing all the cards back and the pinky getting stuck, respectively the flash of the pinky in this gap that you're creating. And this is then also here now not clean, and also this sometimes happens, and then I tend to redefine the grip simply by squaring the cards, and then I hopefully hold a clean pinky break. Anyway, you're pulling this off under cover of a wrist tilt usually, so the wrist tilts and then you push the cards over onto the pinky. That's how it looks from the downside, and then when I bring the hands back together again, I square up the cards and I catch the pinky break. And in case you don't want to go for a wrist kill to pull this off, you can also have your whole left arm drop during the performance. So your arm drops And then you have plenty of time chatting with your audience, getting into the position you need to get into, catching this break here. And then when you come back, you have the break. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that nice? Once you have a break, of course, it's time to turn the double over. Very often you see something like this. You see the performer reach out for the double at the inner right corner with the index finger, something like this, and then you will see something like this, with the finger and the thumb clipping the cards all through the whole motion and doing the same thing in reverse. Now this is something you can do, and a lot of people do it, but I think it's rather ugly. So let me show you a more sophisticated version of turning the cards over right now, and I'm talking about this beauty here. We are aiming for a grip that looks something like this. The cards are clipped between thumb and second finger. The third finger contacts the cards at the inner short side, and the index supports the grip at the long side. This is a very nice grip, very secure grip for a double, and it also kind of feels natural when you go in. Let me show you how you do this. So we have our pinky break. Now we reach out for the double with our second finger. We catch the double at the inner right corner, and then we need to get our pinky out of the way. So just stretch your pinky out, and then you're enabled to slide forward with your second finger along the right long side. That's what I'm talking about. So in this position now, the third finger contacts the inner short side, the index comes to contact the long side, and the thumb clips the card now between the second finger. Come in, get it with your second finger here at the corners, the double, slide upwards, third finger securing the short side, clip the cards between second finger and thumb, secure the whole grip or secure the double at the long side with your index finger. In this position you're also enabled to bend the card a little bit while pulling it to the right. Just do that, pull it to the right, and then turn it over. There you go. So let me show you one more time how this looks like getting this grip. And by the way, in the fourth tutorial in this series, I will talk in detail how to hold and how to handle a double lift, because there's various ways of doing this, and there's some neat subtleties. If you know them, if you're once aware, you're gonna have so much more fun performing a double lift, respectively double turnover. Now for the second phase here, turning the double over again, we need to catch a pinky break one more time. And I like to do it just in the manner I explained in the previous tutorial. So I catch a pinky break at the inner short side with my thumb. In this scenario here, usually you don't need to really, riffle the cards here, because cards got a natural bend working with them, and you already see a little gap here. So it's really easy to reach for the double and then create the break. And now I'm ready again to catch the double in order to turn it over. One more time from another angle, holding a pinky break already. This is how it looks like. Catching the break again, not a big deal. Turning the cards over one more time. Guys, editing this tutorial, I realized that my handling of this technique evolved over time. Today, I'm not so much sliding with my second finger along the long side anymore. Instead, I'm clipping the double right there at the corner between thumb and second finger. I'm just mentioning this in case this gives you trouble at the beginning. Stuff like that doesn't come easy. It takes time and effort of practice to get this down at your fingertips. But if you practice well, and if you give it the time necessary, it will come to you. Trust me, and it's really worth it. So be patient, practice well, and give it the time necessary. all I'm saying, okay? And then I want to let you know about another playing cards Kickstarter project by Aleko from Tricklandia here on YouTube. Some fancy cards with a beautiful triangle-inspired back design. You will find a link in the info cards as well as in the description of this video to the promo video by Tricklandia on his channel. Maybe you decide to support this project. I hope this gets funded because I want my cards, you know? Guys, I hope this tutorial was helpful for you and you enjoyed watching it. If so, smash that like button and also hit that double combo, subscribe and notification not to miss what's coming up on my channel. Next tutorial in this series, we're gonna take a close look at the strike double turnover, which is also a pretty awesome move. And then there's a lot of great stuff already in the planning and also in the making. Guys, my name is OTHMARIUS and this is just what I do. Thanks for tuning in, thanks for your support, and now get a deck of cards out and start practicing. In the meantime, be rest assured, more magical stuff is going to be uploaded very, very soon.
In the reality, this is how it looks. It's just all editing.